So do you also use LinkedIn leads and forms to get more leads for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to add MailChimp member from LinkedIn leads and forms lead. So over here I'm running a marketing agency and we use LinkedIn leads and forms to generate more leads for our business. And now what I want is that as soon as a new lead is generated with the help of LinkedIn leads and forms, automatically with the help of these same lead details, a new member or a new subscriber should be created in my MailChimp account too, so that we can create targeted email marketing campaigns for all of them. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between LinkedIn leads and forms and MailChimp. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So I'm going to do all of this so that I can convert my leads into paying clients. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. Today we'll learn how to integrate LinkedIn leads and forms with MailChimp, one of the powerful email marketing tools, right? This setup is ideal for businesses using LinkedIn to generate leads for their business and MailChimp to manage email campaigns. With this automation, every time someone fills out LinkedIn leads and form, their details are automatically added to your MailChimp audience. It's a seamless way to save time, nurture leads, and boost your email marketing efforts. But as you know that LinkedIn leads and forms and MailChimp doesn't have any native connection to do this. So in order to build a connection between both of these applications, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in, and as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly, but in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications, right, which is MailChimp and LinkedIn leads and forms. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account, and as soon as we're going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow, and now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So if you wish to learn how to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here which says learn more, and now it's asking me for the workflow name. So I want the workflow name to be how to add MailChimp member from LinkedIn leads and forms to MailChimp, and then we are going to click on create, and as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window for automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions for the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander with multiple followers, so over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And by this you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as LinkedIn leads and forms right over here. Okay, so I'm going to search for LinkedIn leads and forms, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it. And after selecting the trigger application, it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here what I want is that as soon as a new leads and form response is captured, my workflow should be triggered or started. Okay, so I've selected the same as my trigger event. Now after selecting this, we are going to click on this button which is connect, and as soon as we're going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your LinkedIn leads and forms account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says connect with LinkedIn leads and forms. And as soon as we're going to click on this button right over here which says connect with LinkedIn leads and forms, yes, you can see authorization successful. With this we have successfully connected our LinkedIn leads and forms account with our Pabbly's workflow. And after connecting this account right over here, it is asking me to select the account inside right my LinkedIn leads and forms. Okay, so over here I'm going to select my account as Pabbly ads account, and after selecting my account, it is asking me to select the lead form. So for the lead form, I'm going to select it as lead form right over here only. So as you can see, the connection was really easy because I've already logged in my LinkedIn leads and forms account previously before starting with the automation. So it is always advised to log in your applications before starting with the automation. And after selecting both of this, we are going to click on this button which says save and send as request. But before clicking on this button, I'll just let you know that LinkedIn Lead Gen Forms is a polling based application. So polling based application means that these application will not check for new data instantly. They're going to take some amount of time to check for the new data. And over here in the case of LinkedIn Lead Gen Forms, it is going to take 10 minutes to check for new data. So what will happen is that as soon as I'm going to click on this button which says save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the latest response submitted. Okay, so what we have to do is first we're going to do the test submission, and then we're going to click on this button which says save and send test request. Okay, so I'm going to open my LinkedIn Lead Gen Forms account right over here. So as you can see that this is my campaign which I'm running, and also you can see that this is the ad, and over here you can see the lead form which I've attached. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to fill in this form right from here and do the test submission. So for that, what we are going to do is I'm going to click on this button which says apply now, and now it is asking for the email address and the phone number. So you must be wondering why it has already selected the first name, last name and company name. So because what happens is that I'm using a test LinkedIn Lead Gen Forms account. Okay, that's why I've already selected the first name, last name and the company name. Okay, so we just have to enter the email address and the phone number. But if you're using a live LinkedIn Lead Gen Forms account, you're going to receive the live details of your leads for the first name, last name and company name too. Okay, but over here it is a test account, so these details are set as default. We can only change email address and phone number. Okay, so for the email I'm going to keep it as dummy22@pabblytudes.com, and then for the phone number I'm going to keep it as this. And after entering all of these details, I'm going to click on this button which says submit, and after submitting this it is saying information sent to Pabbly, right? Okay, so now I'm going to put my workflow, and now we are going to click on this button which says save and send as request. And as soon as we're going to click on this button which says save and send as request, yes, you can see that we have successfully received a response. Over here you can see the same details which we entered, we have received the same as response. You can see the same email which we entered, you can see the same phone number which we entered, and over here you can see the default first name and the default last name, and also you can see the default company name too. Okay, so yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new Lead Gen Form response is captured, within 10 minutes Pabbly is going to trigger this workflow and capture the response for the same right over here too. And if you wish to reduce or increase this trigger time, you can go on the three dots, set trigger time right from here, and from here you can set your trigger time. I'm going to keep it as 10 minutes only, and now further we are going to move on towards our action step. So what I want is I want to add a MailChimp member from LinkedIn Lead Gen Form response, right? So for the action application I'm going to select it as MailChimp. So I'm going to search for MailChimp right over here, and as you can see MailChimp, so we are going to select it. And after selecting my action application, for the action event we are going to select it as add member with custom fields and click on connect. And as soon as we're going to click on connect, again it is asking me for the same. So if you have already connected your MailChimp account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token and the data center. And in order to get this, over here it is saying you can find your above key by login to your MailChimp account. Click on the profile picture, click on profiles, extras, and then API keys. Okay, so we're going to follow the same. I'm going to open my MailChimp account right from here. We're going to click on the profile picture right over here, and then we have to go on to the profile. And after coming on this profile right over here, from here we have to go on extras and then API keys. And as soon as we're going to come right over here to the API keys, you can see all the API keys that I've already created, but I have to create a new, right? For that I'm going to scroll down right over here, and as you can see an option of create a key. So I'm going to click on this button that says create a key, and now it is asking me for the API key name. Okay, so let's suppose I'm going to keep my key name as test. Okay, and after doing this we are going to click on generate key, and as soon as we're going to click on generate key, it is saying your key. Okay, so this is the key which I've created right now, so I'm just going to copy this key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And now it is asking for the data center, and to get this it is saying enter the data center example US19 here, which appears as your subdomain in your MailChimp account. Okay, so I'm going to open my MailChimp account, and as you can see over here is my URL, and over here is my subdomain which is US6. So I'm just going to copy this US6 right from here, and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. So you have to keep in mind that you have to get this right from your URL. Okay, and after pasting this we are going to click on save, and as soon as we're going to click on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our MailChimp account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the audience list in which I want to add a member, right? So for that I'm going to select it as Pabbly Connect only. You have to select the list for which you want to create this automation. So now it is asking me for the email address. Okay, so here you can see that we have successfully received the email address in the response, right, of our LinkedIn Lead Gen form. Okay, so we're going to enter this same email address which we have received right over here below as the email address, which is demo22@pabblytudes.com, right? Because I want to add a member with the same details. Okay, but we're not going to copy or paste it right over here or enter it manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected LinkedIn lead gen forms as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. Okay, so I'll just give you an example that it is asking for the email address, right? So let's suppose we're going to enter the email address right over here manually by typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if we are going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to open my previous response, I'm going to search for email in the previous response, and as you can see the email address. So let's suppose we're going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And as we map the email address, we are going to map all the details. So it is asking for the tags. So if you wish, you can definitely add a tag, but I don't wish to add so I'm going to move on forward. It is saying select the status of the subscriber. I'm going to select it as subscribed. It is asking for the interest or groups. I don't wish to add so it is asking me for the company, right? So I have the company details of my lead, so I'm going to search for company, and as you can see Magnet Brains, we're going to map it. We're going to move on forward. We don't have the designation, we have the first name. Okay, so I'm going to search for first name right over here, and as you can see Pabbly, so we're going to map it. We're going to move on forward towards the last name. I'm going to search for last name, and as you can see subscription billing management service, we are going to map it. For the phone, we're going to map the phone number 2. I'm going to search for phone in the previous response, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And after mapping all the details which were required or the details which I wish to, I'm going to click on this button which says save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on this button which says save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have successfully received a positive response that we have successfully added dummy22@pabblytudes.com as a new member in our MailChimp account. You can see that I've already entered the details which were required or I wished to. Okay, if you wish, you can definitely enter all of these details too. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to open my MailChimp account and check for the new member added. Okay, so I'm going to open my MailChimp account, and after opening my MailChimp account over here we are going to go to the contacts, right? So I'm going to go on this all contacts, and as soon as we're going to come on right over here, yes, you can see email dummy22@pabblytudes.com. You can see the first name and the last name and the company name which we entered. Okay, so yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead gen form response is received, automatically Pabbly is going to trigger this workflow and create a new member in our MailChimp account with the same details received from our LinkedIn lead gen forms. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. So now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected LinkedIn lead gen forms. For the trigger event, we selected new lead gen form response. And then for the action application, we selected MailChimp. And then for the action event, we selected add new member with custom fields, because I wanted that as soon as a new lead is received from my LinkedIn lead gen forms, automatically a subscriber should be created in my MailChimp so that I can create targeted email marketings for the same, by which I can convert my leads into paying clients, right? And yes, this was it for the video. And if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.